almost got my bag. Just 18. And the moon. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. Very good idea.
Are you doing the most? You usually are. Say yes. Are you? Oh my gosh, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. If you don't stop, I'm gonna get really annoyed. Oh my gosh. I gotta add. Oh crud. I'm gonna have to go back, y'all, and
So, Dad?
oh no, not you. Can you? I'm talking to my friends. Yeah, if you say what friends, I'm gonna lose it. You better hush. You're not funny. Nick Jones. Okay. Hope everyone is so well. Oh, I guess that would be Carly. Actually, I think I did already copy it. Yeah, I sure did.
Almost got a shit for me.
Oh my gosh.
I can use all my dad.
Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Ow. I think I win.
Oh, did you?
I think you use. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to update the description because I definitely hadn't found this third video. So I will update the description of the video. Y'all, you need to calm down just a little, okay? I know you're having a great time, alright? We talked about this. Thank you.
I almost win this.
You almost did something alright. Okay, watch out. Everybody, watch out. Alright. Let me get in here. Oh, hi. How's everybody? Oh, I did too notice. I did. Oh my god. I just hurt myself. That was super creepy. Oh, no. I had to turn this down all the way. It's connected. This phone that I'm looking at my comments on, the iPhone, is connected to their Bluetooth speaker. So I just heard myself like over the Bluetooth speaker nice and loud. That's wonderful. We do not love that. But yes, I did actually notice that your picture changed, and I was going to say something, but then I got distracted because Matt was talking about sleeping with people and more stuff, and my mind wandered. You'll have to excuse me, okay? Like, just because I'm a female, I'm not allowed to have a wandering mind. Alright, can we hear me okay? AI made it. I'm gonna have to look at it. I haven't really looked at it super close, not gonna lie. But I'm gonna take a look at it. Oh my gosh. They've broken something. We're not surprised. But anyway. Absolutely not. Go in there like we talked about. Okay, I have no patience with you right now. What did she do? Oh my god. Please don't fucking do that to me. make it like super foreboding. What'd she do? Oh my Lord, Serenity, if you don't learn to pay attention, I swear. That's why you did it too, isn't it? You tried to get up on the daggum stool and get your own Ludens. That's so naughty. Sorry, y'all. Give me just a minute. Kids are gonna kid, you know? They about to get their butts whooped is what they're about to do. If you don't get your ass off that stool, you about to make me introduce you to Jesus in front of all my friends. You better go on. You gonna get a damn knuckle sandwich. How about that? You hungry? Lucky I even consider it.
I will open it.
No, you won't. You're lucky I even gave it to you.
Oh.
Leave that alone.
Go sit down now.
What, Prince? Yeah, that. Yeah, AI can be tricky to boss around, though, for sure. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it could be super tricky. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. So anyway, yeah, what, Prince? Yeah. That's what my son said. It was him that exposed me on my, like, very first live, I'm pretty sure. It was like my first or second live. And of course he's gonna be all, what friends, mommy? Okay. I see what we're doing here, you little shit nugget. I call them all sorts of things, so I'm not actually, you know, like cussing them. Yeah. But it's really funny. Or cussing in front of them, not cussing them. Well, also cussing them sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But, like, then their vocabulary becomes that. Like, one of their new things has been, because when I try, like, if I accidentally go, oh shit, like I hurt myself, I'll try and correct it and be like, oh shit, shiitake. And so, now, they've started saying shiitake, like, in context, correctly. Like, using it as if it were a curse. So, I've got to stop using that. Oh, dang it. And Mother Trucker, they've said Mother Trucker a few times. Baby, go on now. I'm cleaning up and getting trash together. You don't need to have no part of anything in here.
I can watch you.
Did I tell you could watch me, or did I tell you need to go on? Shrapnel, how's it going, buddy? Glad to see you. We're about to get into watching a couple videos real quick. I was just getting a couple things together. You know how it goes.
Mommy, what?
Like trash. Taking out this human trash. No, I'm just kidding, baby. Yeah, I know, that's my bag. Isn't that my bag? And if so, why do you have it?
Hi.
I have a couple, yeah, you saying hi? I have a couple videos, including one that I kept talking about, where Allie Carter has been talking about this for months and months. Although, I must admit, because I'm always transparent with y'all, that I have seen, baby, go on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Love you. Go. Thank you.
Mommy, I made a skirt.
Living room.
I made a skirt.
Now.
I just made a skirt.
Give me that living room right now. These damn kids are crazy today. You'll have to excuse me.
I tried to make a skirt. I tried to make a
These darn kids have got me losing my mind today. But, I tell you what, there's some evidence that's come out against some things that she's saying. Her supposed mother, I say that like she has an adoptive mother, and then a lady who is claiming to be her birth mother has come out to say that she's not been honest about a bunch of stuff. But regardless, I say that to say, whether or not she's been 100% honest about every single thing she said, I do find it a bit convenient that so many of the things she said have come true. Like, for example, she called that the diddler would get arrested before it happened. She called that out. And as a matter of fact, the portion of the video we're going to watch here in just a second is about that. It talks about how Diddy had just been arrested or was about to be arrested. I think somebody else had been arrested. It was leading up to the raid on Diddler's house. But regardless, she also said something about the fires. Like I said, the whole thing I was talking about, right? We'll go ahead and watch that. Don't worry, we're not watching like 17 minutes, it's just a few minutes. Oh, you probably can hear me a lot better now, huh? Sorry about that. Sorry.
Just tell all your pimp I tried. Riverside County Sheriff knows I tried. They came and when I was chased down the street, and there's a police report to this, but I was chased down the street and the Riverside County Police Department looked my pimp in the face and I said, hey, that man that has my name tattooed on his arm is a pimp and he's trying to kill me. I had kids upstairs. I was just coming home from dropping my nieces and nephews off and the police officer responded with, I'm a police officer. He's not gonna, what do you think he's gonna do? He's not gonna do anything. Yet you're looking him in the face, dead in the eyes, and I'm telling you this man is evil and there's so much that you could do as a police officer and they let him go. He has the police in his back pocket. When I ran away, when I dipped from Child Protective Services custody, private investigators and FBI knocked on my mom's door and bothered her and a lot of family members that I loved and cared about just to see where I was, but nothing ever came from that because they were fake cops or they were just corrupt cops. Freemason Brotherhood. All right, so those who are like, hey, your pimp just needs to go down, it's not that easy. Or else we wouldn't be in decades of issues right now. It's not that easy. There's an arrest coming. There's actually 2 arrests that are already made. There's a 3rd one coming. I don't know why people are sitting on this. I'm ready. I see that some people are not. I've been ready. A lot of you are ready. Like, let's get this shit over with, right? You're like, just release it. Just drop it. For whatever reason, even on the Ghislaine Maxwell case, people are holding on to names because they know it's going to destroy some of these celebrities because you guys love them. It's going to destroy a lot of these celebrities because they know they're wrong. They've been doing this for decades. They've been putting it in your face. They've been mocking their victims, and they've gotten away with it because who they keep in their back pocket and who they pay. There is a 3rd arrest that is coming. There's 2 that's already down. There's a raid that's about to go on. And on top of that, it's somebody that has something to do with an affidavit that I have already released. I am telling you, we know that it's coming. I knew it was coming when I made sure there was sworn and legal affidavits already ready 6 to 8 months ago. I'm telling you right now that they're about to grab them and they're about to announce it. When they announce it, we got a problem. We got a big problem. Because
I didn't realize, I thought I had it at the right moment. Just bear with it for another moment here. But what she's talking about is the fact that she's going to be in very obvious danger since she's been speaking out publicly about this for a long time, for like years.
There's ways that this is about to go. I think a lot of you guys are everybody's like, we're ready. We're ready until it's happening. And then everybody's like, well, I wasn't ready. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of that. There's no other way to get ready. There's no other way to prepare. There's no protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it. Ask questions, demand answers. You know who's on those flight logs. You do. You know who should be arrested. You all do. You know that laptop from hell is real. You know that the black book is real. You know Ghislaine Maxwell's customers are who everybody is watching in the everyday news, including those who you drop your kids off with every day. Your schools, your doctors, big banks, Chase Bank, Bank of America, there is a lot of people that are attached because this goes very deep. I told y'all this is a spider web that is tangled and
Oh yeah, for sure, Ben. And I could keep going with this video. She has a lot of interesting content, for sure. Like I said, I have just been made aware of this, I guess you could say breaking story, new information, whatever you'd like to call it, regarding her supposed birth mother. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. It definitely paints some of the things she said in a different light, but regardless, you know, this is not the only time she mentioned fire. She straight up called out LA. I couldn't find the live when I was doing my little bit of real quick Googling, but when I find my other phone, I can get into my TikTok. I'll be able to find it because I shared it, I liked it, and I think I even screen capped it, so that I could use it, in this case, later on. So, but regardless, she actually had called it out, like by name, said LA. There will be fires in LA. Don't be surprised, you know, when they happen. Look to who are losing their homes. Look to who are very public about these fires, you know, destroying everything, and don't be surprised when it's only really the super wealthy, who you hear about, basically, because they want to make it known, you know, they want to make it known. I gotta be kind of careful, so we'll stop there. But, that's our number one video. I've got 3 videos, mainly. There was that one. There's this minutes of horror video. Like I said, I'm going to link the entire video. I specifically wanted to show you one thing from it, but I highly recommend that anybody goes and watches it. I'm going to, like I said, when it uploads to a VOD, because I forgot to add the description, like a novice, like a newbie. So when it uploads to a VOD in the description, they'll be there. Oh yeah, actually, we're going to go back to this too, because this is really strange. These are 2 things we need to look at for sure that I don't think the other video covers.
That Jake Sullivan made these statements.
Is focusing the minds of people, and we are coordinating closely with the incoming administration to make maximum use of this particular period to get this thing done. So I'll leave it there. I just will say one last word, which is I hope this is my last time at this podium, at least for a little while. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, the only thing that would bring me back is an unexpected event in the next few days, which, as you all know, is totally possible given everything you've seen over the course of the past year.
Say what? Okay.
But if it is, in fact, my last time before you, I just want to say thank you for what you guys do every day. Thank you for putting up with me. It's been an honor to be able to really try to illuminate these issues through tough probing and penetrating questioning. And I can't say I've always enjoyed every moment up here, but I certainly have been privileged to be able to do it. So thank you guys very much.
Very, very interesting. But there also is some interesting video footage coming out of Los Angeles where people are videotaping police, military, and the FBI blocking off streets. This video comes from King Azule on TikTok.
Yes, if you don't follow him, you have got to follow him. This is one of those people, I need to, like, make a whole list of people. He also posts other places like Facebook, and I believe even YouTube Shorts. I'll have to look into that. He's very based. He's very simple. You know, he's a business owner. He's not a crazy tinfoil hat person. He only says things or presents ideas or theories based solidly in fact. Like, you know, he's somebody, when he says or notices something, I pay attention. I shut my mouth and open my ears, because usually when he speaks on something, it's something worth listening to.
As you guys can see, everything is being blocked off. What you guys can really see here is that we have the military, we got cops, we have FBI agents. What do you think is going on here? You tell me. They won't let us in our house. And man, it's getting f***ing weird, let's be honest. There's some different out here in Cali. Alright guys, so I came back to see if we could get to my house out here. Let's see what they have to say. The military is about to come speak to me. You guys will hear the truth. How you doing, brother? Good, good. I live right here. Just want to go to my house.
Unfortunately, we can't let anybody through. It's a hard closure.
Why is that?
Because there's an evacuation order. We can't let anybody through unless you're a contractor, first responder, somebody supporting the first responder.
I'm a contractor, and I also live here.
But are you working to support the fire? Like, what do you
I would love to support the fire, but I'm a general contractor.
Do you have credentials saying that you're supposed to be here?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, we've been evacuated about almost a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
We've been homeless. No home. We've noticed that you guys are here, the military.
Right.
There is no fire by my house as I see the fire is out. So maybe my house has been burned down already. Maybe it hasn't. At my risk, I want to go there and see it. If I burn down, it's okay. I'm fine with that. Why is that a no?
I don't know the why. I'm just going to tell you that we have orders not to let anybody through.
Can you bring him for a sec? I want to ask him a question.
You want to ask him a question?
Yes.
That's fine. You can do that.
How you doing, young man?
This next guy that he's about to talk to, what he says is very interesting here at the end of their conversation.
I have a question. I live right here. I pay my property tax. I paid for my house. I want to go see my house, even if there's a fire. At my own risk. Not your risk, my risk. I've been out of my house for 7 days now. I've been homeless. I've seen that we have the military here. We've had drones here. We had FBI here. We had the police here. We have everybody, you name it. Everybody has been here. Why can't I just go to my house at my own risk? I just want to see if I have some things there that are still left, that are not gone. Why can't I go in?
I understand that. We're not letting anyone through.
Can I get a number
poses a risk for our safety teams. Anyone doing safety services such as fire, water, electrical, any kind of gas. And then also
I apologize.
even though we can look at licenses, we do know that there have been forgeries in the past, and we don't want people coming through who aren't supposed to be in there at night or during any time, just so that way residents know that their stuff's safe from people and not just the fire.
I don't have clothes. I didn't leave with clothes.
I understand it's very inconvenient for all.
I have in there watches that are worth almost $1 million.
That's why they have us here.
I don't know if somebody's going in my house. I'll show you. You could go with me. I'll show you my keys. I will take you in my house. You come see it.
I can't let anybody
Those are our orders from up above,
Right.
and we can't change those.
That's not regular just fire. Something way bigger than just the fire is here. And we all know that. The question is, why don't they at least disclose it to us?
Sir, sorry to stop you, but just understand you're preaching to the choir here. We're just giving orders and we're just following.
Did you hear that? Just so you understand, you're preaching to the choir. So, this man in uniform, very obviously, you gotta chill out, very obviously disagrees with the way this is happening. He does not want, stop. He does not want to have to turn this man away from his home, especially for whatever messed up reason they're doing it. I really hate that people get put in that position. Oh, you hush, Sherry. Nobody talking to you. But yeah, you can tell that he definitely doesn't agree with it.
We can't let anybody through. I understand it's very inconvenient for everybody.
Who will take care of our...
And then, what was the other thing? Okay. And then we'll do a little outro about it.
I hope not.
I hope not. But if they are, I hope you guys catch them.
Right.
God bless you guys. Thank you.
Stay safe, sir.
If you guys believe that it's just a fire, you are a fool to believe it's a fire. There's way more happening here. Just a fire. You should see what's going on here. Completely shut down for no reason.
No, ma'am. Go in the living room. We already talked about this. If you start whining, you're going to bed. And I mean right now. We're not playing this game. Go to bed. Go to your bed. I don't care. We're not playing this game tonight.
Too bad.
Oh, watch.
I told you if you don't have
Sorry. We're having some, terrible 3 moments with our 3-year-old. Don't mind us. She's fine. This reminds me of the hurricane. Exactly! That's what I've been saying this whole time. And I've heard, I think, one person refer to that, and I'm like, exactly, all of that. And even the relief funds, quote unquote, and they offered them, like $730? I'm like, is anybody having flashbacks? Is anybody getting PTSD from the flashbacks of Helene that just happened? Like, what the hell is really going on? That's exactly what it reminds me of as well. Exactly. Then there's this last video. I don't know how much of it we'll react to. I really like this video, what I saw of it anyway. I didn't watch the entire thing. I watched about half of it. And it had a lot of different... he's another one of those people that does reactions to, like, smaller... just like the guy we just watched, Minutes of Horror, kinda, except he makes longer form videos. $7.70 for everyone, right? Like, what is that supposed to do? After the insurance companies pulled out, because it's a virtual guarantee that fires are going to happen, because California's management, like their actual city and states, are doing nothing. And we're going to see the head of the fire department be like, hello, we had no idea there was no water in the fire hydrants. We had no idea, all this craziness was going on. They are fighting, I think, or they're getting 55% more calls, I think is what she says. It's a clip that's in this video, actually. And they're expected to do it with less than half of the workforce that they had before, since like 2015 or something. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Let's start with this story right here. So, I think probably everybody has seen this video, because this video, I think it has like 100 million views across the internet.
Quite a few.
I have not watched the full interaction of this conversation, so I'm very curious to watch the full interaction of this conversation. But essentially what took place is Mel Gibson, he said some comments about the fires in California. As you know, Mel Gibson, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast as his house was burning down. And he's essentially insinuating that this may have been intentional on the part of California. And honestly, the more that I look into it, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of what I looked into. But
Bananas is right. It really is. It's wild. And I'll tell you another thing. Going back to Allie, that she said, she dropped names. She's dropped names in several TikTok videos that normally end up being removed, ironically enough, but yeah, and Mel Gibson is one of the names that she dropped, absolutely, when she was going on about the names that are going to hurt us, that are going to shock and appall the public. He was one of the people she mentioned, and I really, at this point, I am in such a place where I don't know that I'd be shocked if anybody came out that was in Hollywood, because I really believe it's all a satanic cabal, and people can think I'm crazy if they'd like. That's what I think, and this is probably definitely going to get taken down. Maybe I should have hinted around at that. But yeah, Mel Gibson would probably be a lot, like, people's top 3 to not ever be something like that, so I feel like a lot of people are really going to be shocked by that. I'm not, but he's one of the top people that people have been talking about. That, J-Lo, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis.
the more that I look into it, the harder it is to believe that this was an accident. I'm just going to keep it like that. All right? So let's get into this video. And then we have some more clips, and we'll have a extended conversation about these fires. All right?
Joining us now, actor and Academy Award-winning director Mel Gibson, an old friend, a Malibu resident who tragically just lost his home to the Palisades fire. Mel, I was thinking about you when I saw this fire break out. I think I talked to Raymond. I said, is Mel okay? Is his family okay? I instantly thought of you. He said he thought you were okay. And I'm glad you got out. I'm glad your family is safe. But tell us what it was like to be on Rogan's podcast when I guess you learned that your home had been lost.
Well, I didn't learn it was lost. I knew the neighborhood was on fire, then I was in the path, so I was a little tense while I talked to Joe, but he's a guy that can put you at your ease fairly well, so I was doing okay. And I knew that my family was safe and out of harm's way.
Were you able to get possessions? Of course, they're really immaterial when you have your family, but I've been to your house. It was an incredible home, beautiful home. But were you able to get anything out of your house?
Not much. A few necessary things. You know, my son I said, just go and grab this and this and this. And he grabbed like 3 things and took off. And then, you know, those are okay. Stuff like passports and a couple of papers and stuff like that. But by and large, everything was just, when I got there the other day, I went up there yesterday, it looked like Dresden, you know, after Bomber Harris got through with it. You know,
now,
so nothing left.
For those of us watching this from afar, try to convey to us the feeling of seeing your home, your neighbors' homes, and the community there at such a loss.
I mean, it's tragic. It makes you really sad. I was actually, you know, there are neighbors I have that I was actually looking at them. I felt worse for them than I did for myself. You know, I look at it as a strange mixture of sadness and almost kind of an elation in a sense that I count my blessings, you know, no matter what. These are things, and they may or may not be replaceable, but they're only things, and we're still here, and I just kind of look at it as almost in a weird kind of way of purification but of course it's very sad, and there were many things, you know, gone in the blaze that, you know, I've thought about since. I thought, oh damn, you know, that's too bad, but, you know, works of art, photographs, rare books, you know, old books, some as old as, you know, 1600, you know, like crazy.
Irreplaceable.
And, irreplaceable stuff, yeah. So, it is what it is, I guess. It was only a month ago that the flames threatened us, you know, 200 meters away on the other side. And of course, the wind shifted and came in and whipped and got us from the other direction. So, it was an interesting...
You've heard the...
Go on.
You know, both... You know, you've heard a lot of people say a lot of things about these fires. Obviously, the winds were horrific, but they were predicted. I know you know that last weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they said this could be tragic with these winds if any fire starts.
Sure.
Do you believe in what you know so far, anything could have happened like this?
First things first, that's a massive house. If you got 4 AC units, your house is huge. I'm just making observations. That's beside the point. But yeah, the winds were predicted. California has fires, and this is not anything new. Like, the city officials know that California is at risk.
Well, you know, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. A lot of people would they do all they can to make me think I'm crazy and a new tinfoil hat for believing that. Like somehow, what the hell? Like somehow it's hard to believe that. What? What?
This ain't nothing to you.
Yeah, okay. Somehow it's hard to believe that these people could be evil, is what I was going to say. I don't know how that's difficult for anybody to believe, because it's like the whole saying, sell your soul to the devil for money and fame, right? I mean, it's a trope for a reason. It's, you know, the basis for so many books and movies and, you know, just societally, it's a colloquialism, like a thing that is talked about. People supposedly tell true stories about it, etc. And why would that be a thing? Why would it be such a quote-unquote cliche if it wasn't some truth to it? You know what I mean? It's like all of these crazy things that people think are crazy, they have to at least be partially based in fact, because isn't every fiction at least partially based on fact? Supposed fiction, shall I say? So, yeah. If I need a tinfoil hat, I guess I'll put it on, because I've just seen too much and learned too much to think otherwise. I'll just say that. So glad that we have another person that's not woke but actually awake in the community. know, right? They could do that. They won't. They absolutely won't, because unless it's a chance for like a photo op, you know, good press. That's about the only time any of them actually care about helping people, is when they can get a good picture of it. It's all very sad. It really hurts my heart, because regardless, there are people in the way that don't deserve it, you know? So, that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, I totally agree. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you what. And that's another thing, right? Nobody's talking about, it's not just similar to Helene. Is this not similar to Maui? Is anybody getting flashbacks from that? Tiny government checks after everything destroys, and insurance companies trying to come out and pull out. It's just one thing after another reminds me of Maui. So have we not seen this before? Absolutely ridiculous. Something like that, yeah. And ask us to give. Ask us to give. Us poor folk in the real world out here living our lives. She wants us to give. With our greedy ass. I can't. Yep. Exactly that. That's exactly it. I might be. It's a candle. Wink, wink, wink. Because YouTube doesn't like smoking. So it's a candle. Wink, wink. My name is Buck, and I like to snack. Oh, it's good stuff. Okay. We shall continue.
To have fires. The mayor cut the budget by like, I don't know the exact number, but it's tens of millions of dollars that the mayor cut the budget by. The fire chief was actively saying and vocal that they needed more support, not less support. This is before the fires. She was saying that they needed more support. She was saying that the amount of calls that the fire department had going into the fire increased exponentially by anywhere, I forget the exact number. It's like anywhere from like 15 to 35% the amount of calls, if not more. So there was a heavy strain on the fire department, and they were down like 65 firefighters. And this is a lot of the reason why they're using these inmates, and they're paying them essentially like $2.50 a day, $2.50 a day, or something wild like that, in order to help them. But all the preventative measures that could have been in place were suddenly stripped. On top of that, the highest paid city official, can you guess who the highest paid city official is in Los Angeles? She's making $750,000. $750,000. And no, it's not the mayor. The highest paid city official in Los Angeles is in charge of the water. But somehow, with all that, and before she got that position, the previous individual who was in charge of the water was making $400,000. That's a lot of money as well. But to get a $350,000 raise and still be incompetent, to not have enough water in the reserves, to not have enough water pressure to feed to the fire hydrants, knowing that you're in a fire risk of an extremely high risk fire environment,
Because of a fish.
it raises a lot of questions. And also, you do have the Olympics right around the corner that's going to be hosted in LA. It's so crazy to me because it's like, I don't understand why California is encouraging people to leave. Like, you have so many people who are exiting California. This has been a thing for a lot of years. A lot of people have been waking up and saying like, yo, yeah, it's beautiful, but guess what? It's not worth it. And so many people are leaving California. A lot of tax revenue is leaving California. A lot of major corporations, Facebook just announced, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, But Facebook is taking a percentage of their operations. Essentially, I think it's all of their California-based operations. And a lot of these individuals are in charge of like their content moderation. They're moving them out of California and they're going to Texas. It's some sketchy stuff going on.
Yeah, well, one always suspects that this might happen, but one thinks that the resources, and the capabilities of the men and women will be on standby, that they'll be able to cope with any situation that comes up. But apparently, some people were asleep on the job, mainly our leaders there. But
Oh, mainly our leaders. Can I get an amen? Do we see this top one here? Interesting. Oh yeah, y'all.
That's something they have to live with, and but that's something the community has to live with. It's really sad. I mean, I have many friends that are, looking for a place to put a roof over their heads, and kids, and they're traumatized. Someone should answer for it, but we'll see. I think we know who the culprits are. In fact, my son he's a member of the volunteer fire brigade. He sort of interfaces between LA County Fire and people, and they assist them where they can during, before, and after the blaze. And apparently the residents in Corral Canyon caught an arsonist up there. And the guy was all tooled up with fire gear and equipment and stuff like that and ready to go. And he had been lighting fires. But they corralled the guy in Corral Canyon and getting to the police. So
yeah, apparently
actively going around looking for these conditions. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, Mel, that individual was never charged. It's a very confusing set of facts because apparently he was reportedly trying to light things on fire, but it's not the fires, I guess, that they... I mean, it all seems very bizarre, but they have not ruled out that arson could have started the first fire. There's obviously still investigating this, and at the same time, Mel, there are numerous complaints, as you alluded to, that the fire hydrants did not have water or water pressure, and the LA fire chief herself reacted. Watch this.
My stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply.
This right here. Right. It's really easy to blame people like that, right? They make a really, really convenient scapegoat. Always. Historically.
Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants.
Mel, reaction to that?
Well, I know they were messing with the water. Letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Well, Mel, there's already talk, and we played a couple of sound bites of reimagining the way rebuilding occurs, and obviously there's a great need for high-density housing in California and across the country. That's a big push by the climate folks, and you're already hearing rumblings of that. In this case, like goodbye single-family homes, hello high-density housing.
Yeah. It's pretty scary, and it'll take decades to do that too. It's like even if it if it's a good idea, which I don't know if it is, but reminds me of the old cattle barons clearing people off the land, But I don't know. I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, and and that the wind conditions were right, and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. And are they commissioned to do so, or are they just acting on their own volition? I don't know. But they seem pretty well.
Interesting, right? Yeah. And it's very interesting. I feel like with Mel, he's likely trying to tread a fine line. I believe definitely in this cabal we call Hollywood or Hollyweird, that there are definitely, that there are definitely people. They're all evil, but definitely some are more evil than others. And I feel like the people who maybe aren't quite as evil or quite as far gone are probably sitting back right now like, oh my gosh, like I knew these people were evil, but this is a lot, right? And I think that's kind of maybe like body language experts are going to go crazy over this interview. Wait for it, because he's just given a whole lot of and uncomfortable energy, you know. It's a lot.
Some of these people that they're catching.
A lot of questions.
So he's suggesting that the people who are committing arson are potentially hired actors.
Not like we've never seen that before, right? Like, I don't know, January 6th? I'm just saying.
That thought entered my brain also. The crazy part to me is that the highest paid city official making $750,000 to be in charge of the water was in fact not managing the water.
Where is the...
That's just your job description. Hey, you're in charge of the water. What does that mean? Just make sure there's water where there's supposed to be water. And you're gonna get a check for $750,000. Oh, okay, I could do that. Like, I don't understand how she.
I know that's right. All these people really don't know. Sorry, I have some hiccups. But the people that call us crazy and tell us we need tinfoil hats, I'm like, listen, it's like this. It's like the whole root of conspiracy, how it was literally a term that was coined by the CIA as one of those buzzwords for truth tellers for when they were getting a little too close to the truth and sharing it with the public, right? They could bring out this buzzword to say, this person's crazy, and to begin to gaslight the public, right? To begin to smear the character of whatever the truth teller may be saying. And now, after knowing that, I feel like you can go back and look at a number of, large events like this, terrible events like the 6th, like many other times, and you see that. It's always, well, conspiracy theories abound. Well, conspiracy theorists will say this and that. And it's really convenient, right? Like, wow, so we just all use the same terms, and, well, yeah, if it's planned to be that way, then it is so, right? And all these things conveniently kind of fall into place. Like he said, that's a word I've used also. It's very convenient, right? It all kind of makes perfect sense in a really messed up way. So I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. Or your sentiment, Buck.
He dropped the ball like that. But then I saw an interview that she did. The fire, not the fire, but the woman who's in charge of the water. Hold on. This is the woman who's in charge of the water right here. This is what she looks like. Hold on, I saved the video.
But one begins to ponder.
Right here.
Well, an eye-popping salary for the new head of the LA Department of Water and Power, Janice Quinones, will be paid an annual salary of $750,000. That's a sharp increase from her predecessor's salary, which was $435,000. This makes Quinones the highest-paid LA city official, even higher than LA Mayor Karen Bass.
She's the highest-paid LA city official. She's the highest-paid LA city official. The highest-paid. Couldn't even do the basic job description. Couldn't even do the basics. I saw this clip of her speaking. Let me see if I can find it.
Distracted the state from preparing to fight it. The LA water chief, Janice Quinones, who makes $750,000 a year, says her number one priority wasn't water.
You call it powered by equity, and I know that it's been really important for the DWP to put an equity lens on everything.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the number one thing that attracted me to this role. It's important to me that everything we do
it's with an equity lens and social justice and making sure that we right the wrongs that we've done in the past from an infrastructure perspective, and that we involve the community in that process. And this utility is serious about it, is authentic about it, and so I'm just super excited to be part of that movement.
It's about priorities. The water chief was focused on DEI. The mayor of LA, Karen Bass, was in Africa.
Listen, can we just get the job done first? Can we just get the job done first? Make sure your job is complete. Make sure you are doing what you are supposed to.
Yes, but I think I do too. I do believe so. It all comes from one very evil place. It's a cancer that's rotting everything else. Really, truly.
Supposed to be doing in your role for the betterment of the people who you are serving in your position while you're making $750,000 a year to not have water in the reserves. Specifically in the Palisades, the reserve was empty. It was swamp water in the Palisades.
They just dumped out a big
It's mind-blowing. It's truly mind-blowing. This is what the fire chief said.
For what we need to.
And a lot of people are getting on the fire chief. They're saying, I've heard some.
I tell you what, I would normally be slightly offended by that, but see, here's the problem. Yeah, exactly, kind of, right? I'm kind of offended, but here's the problem. They're woke women, right? They're part of this whole, extremely left, vote blue no matter who, DEI to the hilt, all of it, community. I mean, it is California we're talking about, right? Were the women running California women like, I don't know, Tulsi Gabbard, Candace Owens, Rita Panini, any of the great conservative women I personally listen to and look up to, I don't think that any of this would be even remotely a possibility, let alone actually coming to fruition and happening. But the women are not strong, independent, conservative women. They are supremely effed up in the head, in my opinion. Woke women. That's the problem. It's not even that it's women, it's that it's these women, right? And, I mean, we could go into a whole thing about women and leading and should women have the right to vote, because I piss all the ladies off with my opinion on that some other time. But I do partially agree with you.
Crazy statements that they've been making towards the fire chief. But they're talking about her sexuality, and they're talking about this but listen, all that stuff aside, she was kind of put in a position to fail regardless.
That is my job as the fire chief of the best fire department in the world. In December, you wrote that memo. You said that these budget cuts were going to severely affect your department, from everything from brush clearance checks to make sure homeowners were doing what they needed to do, to fire hydrant checks. And yet you heard the mayor just yesterday say, well, those cuts did not affect.
So, and see, this is the thing. She's been ringing the alarm for over a year, right? We know that. We know they made budget cuts. They play in her face all the damn time. They really do. Like, they gonna sit here and cut the budget for the fire department and then claim that cutting the budget had nothing to do with how the fires were able to get so bad. Like, do you think we're blind, we as in the population of the U.S. generally, really, or do you think we're dumb? Which is it? Because you can't believe that we are fully coherent, intelligent individuals and ever believe that. It's an insult to our intelligence. We know better.
The ability to serve and would not have changed anything in this situation. What is going through your mind? And I know this is difficult. There are a lot of politics at play. You are not a politician.
The mayor said the fire budget cuts would not have changed anything in this situation. The fire cuts would enable them to properly maintenance the fire hydrants. It would allow them to properly manage the brush, to clear out the brush, so that the fire would have less of an opportunity to spread so rapidly throughout the brush. On top of that, it would give them more infrastructure in order to build out payroll to hire people because they're down on their hiring.
The woman responsible for all these men and women at LA City Fire and for our residents in the city of Los Angeles. When you hear the mayor say it didn't affect anything at all, what is going through your head? If you can share that with us.
Sure. So just full transparency. Again, my position is to make sure that our people get what they need to do their jobs, and also, mind you, that they get to go home to their families. The amount of calls that our firefighters are running today has doubled since 2010, a 55% increase with 68 less people. Full transparency, this is...
Did we hear that? She said, since 2010, more than double the calls, a 55% increase in calls for service, with, she meant to say 68%, not 68 less actual people, with 68% less employees. And Lord only knows how much less money. And when it's a state like California we're talking about, what the fuck is the problem? Like, pardon me in my language, but are you for real right now? You should be one of the richest states in the entire United States. Like, what is the problem? Why is there not water in fucking fire hydrants? This shit is crazy. It's mismanagement or it's intentional. It's really either they are so willfully ignorant and terribly incompetent at their jobs, or they did it on purpose. Those are literally the only two options at this point. That's it.
It's been a new problem for us. Since the 3 years that I've been in the seat, I've sounded the alarm.
Hold on. 55% increase in the calls to the LAFD. 55% increase since 2010. And they're cutting budget.
Why?
California, one of the largest local economies from a state standpoint.
Amen.
But yet they don't have enough resources to properly fund the fire department.
How many celebrities pay millions in taxes?
They're choosing to cut the budget. They're choosing to cut the budget, further putting the state at risk for exactly what happened. Ain't nothing fishy going on here.
Say we need more, this is no longer sustainable. So with that, we're now in a position to be properly funded. We are screaming to be properly funded to make sure that our firefighters can do their jobs so that we can serve the community, that we took an oath.
But when the representative of the city says the cuts that were made and signed did not affect the response to the fire that is being criticized, the response that is being criticized by so many people, what is going through your mind?
Yeah, just again, the full transparency of the documentation, of being able to sound the alarm.
Does it make you mad?
I don't know if it makes me mad. In the end, that is my job as a chief, to make sure that my voice is heard. And my voice is amplified from the needs of what our...
She needed to just say how, she needed to speak her mind. She needed to tell how it is. She needs to expose these people. Because it's starting to make me look like you with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're incompetent. Why did they cut the budget? I don't know why. But they should not have done that. In fact, they should have increased it. She's trying to play it too political.
Yeah.
But they definitely failed the city of LA and the other surrounding locations that were affected by the fire.
She's gonna say how she really feels, though, and I tell you right now, as sad as it is in my personal opinion, because she seems like she is actually competent at her job from everything I've seen and heard from people under her that work for her, I highly doubt that she'll keep her job much longer, because she did the politicking for a few minutes and then she just didn't give a damn.
As well.
People need to do their job.
So tell the city, tell the residents, all the people that are out there. I mean,
I'm so glad to see you. Hey, Unc, I hope you're doing so well. Oh, Lord, I didn't even know that. Oh, my goodness. We're finding things out. I don't know how we feel about that.
And thousands of people have lost their homes, and they're looking to blame someone, and it's not the Santa Ana winds necessarily. They are looking to blame administrators.
Right.
What is the message here? And have you had a one-on-one with the Mayor Bass and said, hey, I told you so. I told you this was going to affect our ability to respond to a major emergency?
I would start with a message to the community. I think they already know in their hearts that our LAFD firefighters are here to serve them, first and foremost.
I wish she would have exposed a little more than that.
Neighborhoods wiped off the map. Homes reduced to piles of ash. Every day it gets more grim. And
I don't know why he didn't play that whole clip. Like I said, I didn't watch this far before I came on. I'd only watched about half of this. I'll have to see if I can find the whole clip, but the actual whole clip from that interview, that's why I was like, let her cook, she'll say it in a minute, is at the end of the clip, the reporter keeps pushing her, like you've already seen. Like, well, are you angry? Well, would you say, I told you so, to the city administrators, and blah, 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 and she keeps pushing her, and she finally asked her, do you feel like the city administrators have failed you? And at first she's like, well, and she tries to be a little political for about 2 seconds, and she asks again, the reporter, she's like, yeah, if you want a straight answer, yes, I feel like they failed us. And she just tells it, you know? So, like I said, I don't know why he didn't play that entire clip, because maybe he didn't have that entire clip, at least in this lineup, but the entire clip actually gets pretty good, in my own personal opinion, because she just stops giving a damn.
death toll keeps rising. 24 are now confirmed dead, and many more still missing. Forecasters estimate the damage to be more than $250 billion. This would be costlier than Katrina. And the Palisades fires are still only just 13% contained. Wind gusts are predicted to kick up, and firefighters are bracing for explosive fire growth. This isn't over yet, and the looting isn't stopping. At least 29 fire looters have been arrested, including these 4 fiends caught in Santa Monica. One thief breaking into homes in Pacific Palisades was dressed as a fireman when he was apprehended. Nothing is sacred. Jewels, precious heirlooms. Even someone's Emmy was stolen. And remember the guy with the blowtorch last week who was lighting fire to Christmas trees and garbage cans? Turns out he was an illegal alien. His name's Juan. Bandits and arsonists are preying upon this devastated community while it's still smoldering. And residents are gripped by fear and rumors. Here's actress Whitney Cummings.
We saw that already. Newsom said something interesting. Let me pull it up. He was talking about reimagining LA 2.0.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Let me pull it up.
He's searching.
Building effort.
Okay. But I want to highlight this comment right here, real quick, from Jayashi here on the original video. They did it in Lahaina first, in August of 2023. They left the electric on at the top of the hill where the dry, tall grass was. They turned off everyone else's electricity for 15 hours, so you had no cell phone, no Wi-Fi, no way to ask for help. They turned off the water and blocked us in to die. The dirty police chief in Las Vegas all of a sudden was Maui's police chief. He ordered the block and sent people up a dead-end road. It took only one night for our whole town to burn down. That's odd. The next day, no one came in to help. I had to run around and look for help for all the injured people. They wouldn't let us go back to our home to look for our pets and loved ones or try to retrieve anything. They kept us blocked out for like 3 months. If you got caught down there taking photos or trying to retrieve anything, you were arrested. Very interesting. And then a year later, it happens to LA. Same. Our Governor Josh Green was also talking about a smart city. The Democrat liberals are evil. Can I get an amen?
Over the course of the next several years, Los Angeles will be host to the World Cup, and then the Super Bowl, and then the Olympics. With this rebuilding effort needing to take place, is LA going to be ready for all of those global events?
My humble position, and it's not just being naively optimistic, that only reinforces the imperative moving quickly, doing it in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation. President of the United States, Donald Trump, to his credit, was helpful in getting the Olympics to the United States of America, to get it down here in LA. We thank him for that. This is an opportunity for him to shine, for this country to shine, for California and this community to shine. The opportunity with all of that and all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those 3 iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
You just said you're organizing a Marshall Plan for the rebuilding of California. What is that Marshall Plan?
For
Tell
this
us about this
region,
Marshall
we're just
Plan.
starting to lay out. I mean, we're still fighting these fires, so we're already talking to city leaders, we're already talking to civic leaders, we're already talking to business leaders.
He asked him a question, and this motherfucker really has the nerve, pardon my French, to say, we're still fighting these fires. Bruh, what is funny about that? Why do you have a fucking smile on your face right now? Amen, Buck. I know that's right. I can't well, let me tell you this. Some of you know that we lost Ryan's cousin, if you know the story, my best friend, in a house fire. So we have a unique kind of experience with fire, right? But I will just say, well, yeah, they know the story. It was 6 people total, right? It was an entire family, 3 generations of people. And I could not, just imagining a loss of, an entire town, tens of thousands of people, even if I didn't know them, even if I wouldn't have known Olivia and her husband and her mom and her dad and my 2 godsons, her sons, I would still have been heartbroken to hear a story like that. 6 people, 3 generations just gone, wiped off the earth from a fire. I cannot imagine. I would be broken. I would be broken. If I was the mayor, if I was responsible for these people, I would feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world. I would not even want to show my face, let alone show my face, be talking about this new LA 2.0 and laughing when you are talking about people fucking dying. What is wrong with this man? He is pure evil.
Nonprofits, we're talking to labor leaders, we're starting to organize how we can put together a collection of individuals on philanthropy for recovery, how we can organize the region, how we can make sure that we are seeking federal assistance for the Olympics more broadly, but also federal assistance for the recovery efforts, and how we can galvanize the community with folks that love this community to really develop a mindset so that at scale, we're dealing with the scope of this tragedy and responding to it at scale with efficiency like the executive order I talked about, time value of delivering projects, addressing building codes, addressing permitting issues, and moving forward.
I swear he just looks like a scumbag. I'm I know, right? He looks like one of them, Rico Suave, I think I'm real cool. His mannerisms, everything. I know, I feel like if you were to have caught AI in its early beginnings and you were to be hey, show me a slimy, icky, I know that's right. What's the word? A politician, okay? And stereotypical. That's the word I was looking for. It would show you this guy.
Rebuilding and being more resilient.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
Reimagine LA 2.0. It's convenient. It's a tremendous opportunity for them to rebuild in the way that makes the most sense for them, in the way that is most profitable for them. It's very convenient. He almost seems more excited about organizing the rebuild as opposed to putting that same effort into organizing the prevention of it. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Also, Kamala Harris is from California. I think she has a home in LA. There was speculation that Kamala Harris was going to run for governor of California.
Yeah, that's.
I ain't really heard too much from her about this whole thing.
It's not advocating. Just wait for it.
more ease knowing that somebody might understand.
Yeah, and then there's this.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or, you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire. Which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
He got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire? If there's a fire and somebody passes out from smoke exhaustion, I'm expecting the firefighter to carry him out.
Amen. That's one of the stupidest sentences I've ever heard a human being say.
But maybe if the person who's passed out is trans and the firefighter is trans, then maybe the trans firefighter just sprinkle a little bit of magic dust on them, and then they just wake up and be like, oh, you look like me, and then they just float out. Yeah. I don't understand what the logic is. I don't get it.
I know that's right, Bug.
I don't get it. That's in Los Angeles. Oh, by the way.
Taking DEI hires to a whole
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. President, and also for the work that everyone...
Oh my gosh. What did he just say?
Yeah, you heard it.
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
She looks at him like, did you really just say that, Joe?
Thank you, Mr. President, and also for the work that everyone around this table has been doing.
Hopefully not us, Buck.
Well, I guess she did talk about it. I missed it. Joe don't know how to just keep his chill. Like, just be cool, Joe. Like, it's just the comedic timing is lacking.
We've got to deal with this misinformation. There are hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well. And it breaks my heart as people are suffering and struggling. We've got to deal with this misinformation.
So Gavin Newsom is begging President Biden to address the misinformation around the wildfires. What are you asking him to do? You're asking him to go to the social media companies again? You just heard what Zuckerberg said. He said he would get calls from Biden's administration harassing and cussing out his employees for not censoring certain information. So what exactly are you asking him to do, Gavin? The people can't have conversation on the internet? We can't talk? We can't speak about the incompetence of your leadership? We can't speculate and imagine that there's some deeper stuff going on behind the scenes? And the fact that you want the information to be suppressed so bad, and the fact that you want the information labeled as
I know, they sure are trying. I done had a whole Facebook post that got me like semi-viral in our local Facebook community groups about a show that they did around here where they had drag queens literally in like little short shorts and skirts and fishnets, literally spread eagle in front of children. Like it's on my Facebook, it's a whole thing. And I was like, the fuck? Because of course I'm a rational, logical mother, and somehow apparently I'm hateful for that. So yeah, there's that.
Information so bad makes it even more sketchy, in my opinion.
There are hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well. And it breaks my heart as people are suffering and struggling. We've got to deal.
I mean, if you are really concerned about the people, step number one, your $750,000 per year hotshot in charge of the water individual, make sure that they're putting some water in the hydrants. Step number two, Don't defund the fire department. Make sure they have adequate funding, because this is a real risk in California. Step number 3, stop looking so excited.
I could definitely see that. I am far from a hateful person. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that about me. But just don't fuck with the kids. That's really all I've ever said. And if that makes me hateful, I'll take it. I'll put that hat on and wear it gratefully and proudly, because we're supposed to protect our kids. They are our future. And I don't give a damn who I offend by saying it. You know? Yeah, exactly that. Can we just let the kids be kids? Exactly that.
About Reimagine LA 2.0.
Yeah, it's funny that he says that, and I just scrolled across this comment. Newsom's psychotic hand gestures and excitement when interviewed about reimagining LA 2.0 is absolutely insane. This shows his true colors, as if he expected this moment. Yep, exactly that. Gavin Newsom is the one who said, "You never want a crisis to go to waste." After this, unknown billions in damages, counting. He finds tens of millions to fight the deportation of illegal immigrants, though. The priorities are so out of whack. While this tragedy is going on, I would move out of the state completely. It's over. Things are not going to get better. Amen. They just need to break off and float off into the sea, in my own personal opinion. Like, let all the good people get out. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I'm sorry you have some terrible couples of lesbians near you, but because I know a few, I know a few straight couples. I don't really know anybody else that's moved from California, but they're really nice people, so I hate that you got the bad crop.
I don't know.
There's good people, bad people everywhere.
Amen.
So, I mean, I know more white people that I hate than
I am standing here in the front of my house. I have been here for over 40-some years.
40-some.
But thank God I'm here. I will reveal better than ever. And I thank the Lord to be here. To be able to reveal. Yes. God is good. Yes, He is. All the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. And I thank you, Lord. Yes, indeed. We thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Yes, Lord. Yes. Lord, it hurts. But I know you got a plan, Lord. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It looks like a completely different country.
Yeah, have y'all seen some of the before and afters?
That's crazy.
Some of the
monetary value
are absolutely
living in the Palisades or Malibu, and you're, let's say, in your 80s, are you going to sit through permitting your house, which already is a nightmare, with Coastal Commission, all that kind of stuff? You're going to spend 9 months for permits, and then you're going to spend 2 years to build. By the time you're done, you're 85 years old. I don't think so. I think those people are going to buy very high-end condos and whatnot. Let's take people that are in their 30s and 40s. The question is, this is apocalyptic. Do you want, your house is gone, the Palisades looks like Mars, right? Do you want to start this process and build up again in the Palisades and start, seeing 1,000 lots and then all of a sudden these beautiful houses rebuilt? So are you moving to Brentwood or are you moving back to Beverly Hills? I think in terms of, this is too soon to tell, but the question, I think either way, it's sad to say, it's going to affect the real estate market in a positive way. I mean, rentals in other areas where people are going to try and buy. Yeah, I looked yesterday. I mean, it's just, look, we're not trying, the facts are the facts. I looked yesterday, houses that were for rent sitting on the market for 6 months, all of a sudden yesterday there was a red arrow in the MLS, meaning the price went up. Because they're taking advantage of the fact that people need places to go. So the rental market's going to explode. And then for the people that are not going to want to sit there and rebuild for the next couple of years, they're going to buy a house. So all of a sudden these houses in Beverly Hills and even Brentwood, which wasn't really as affected, those houses are going to go up in value.
Sure. Okay, understood. Now, you have some listings in Pacific Palisades.
So overall, a positive impact on the rental market in Los Angeles. Interesting.
Are those properties still standing?
No.
Your listings are no longer, because we saw them on your website.
They're gone. We might as well change it in the MLS from house to land. Who wants a single piece of land?
Okay, have you talked to any of your clients? Or those
I mean,
clients?
well, first of all, right now I'm trying to move them into places right now. Right now I'm trying to get them into, I just literally sitting in the green room, I got a call from somebody that the house burned down. We need something right away, so I'm putting them into a house in Bel Air that I'm putting it on next week, so I'm going to put them in.
We're looking at your listings. Are these homes gone?
Well, most of these ones are some of these are gone, but these
Pacific Palisades. These are your Pacific Palisade listings that we're showing.
Some of these houses are gone. I mean, some of these houses we don't even know if they're gone because even the homeowners can't get in. They were evacuated, but I was on with my friend Melissa Rivers. She didn't know for 2 days if her house was gone. We were chatting, and I was like, "Well, what do you think?" And then we found out, the house is gone.
It is heartbreaking about what has happened, and the bigger question, especially for Pacific Palisades, is a good friend of mine. Her home that she was remodeling, it's gone. Their rental that they were living in is gone, and their children's school is gone. What happens to Pacific Palisades? Because you don't have a community. You don't have stores. You don't have, all the commercial side as well.
It's going to be a long time before it returns because it's gone. It's literally like a city is gone. It's not like, a couple houses or a couple streets. There's no infrastructure. There is nothing left. So the question is, that's not something that we're just waiting 9 months to get permits and we start rebuilding. This is building up an entire community. And the real question is going to be, what's going to happen with the cost of construction? Because the contractor's going to have a field day with this one. I mean, they're going to jack the prices up, obviously. And then what's going to happen with insurance, which was outrageous to begin with?
The premiums are going to go up 30-40% from the research.
I pay $100,000 already in insurance a year. Do you know what my insurance is going to be next year? I guarantee you it's going to be $400,000.
Josh Flagg, thank you for being here, and we are grateful that you and your family are.
A lot of devastation, but a lot of industries that are closely connected stand to profit extremely largely. Extremely.
Of course. Once again, convenient.
Let's watch this real quick.
Tom Piker went into the field and interviewed inmate firefighters. This is my favorite clip.
Will you like it? Yeah. It's almost like a respite from being. Is it better than being in prison or no? It's way better because I was in a prison yard. I'm seeing guys get stabbed, get jumped, get beat up. The cops treat us like shit. But here we get better treatment, right? They talk to us like humans. They talk to us like humans. We got a job. We're underpaid, but we got a job. Yeah. Feel me? And then the community comes out and shows us all kinds of love. We never received that growing up. We never received that kind of love, that kind of recognition for anything we've done. So now, doing this kind of stuff and all this love coming, that's life-changing for a lot of guys. That's all they be needing is a little bit of recognition. But this, it's life-changing. And we get opportunities at careers.
While mass media focuses on celebrity houses, people who are independent.
Why did we stop? He just looking like, what?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say they have mansions in the mountains to live in, but we have mansions in heaven. That's what I thought you were going to say. $4,000 to rent a month is insane. $4,000 to rent a month is insane.
It is indeed.
That's a lot of money, but in California, that's like maybe that's like a 3-bedroom home with a backyard. And that's actually a pretty good deal in California. California is just different. It's just a whole different world. It's a whole different reality. It's just,
And those numbers are only going to increase, especially when you add, just like they were saying, especially when you add the fact that insurance has to respond. Insurance is a business.
Yeah, that's why they all left. That's exactly why they all left. I mean, you got to be able to make money, right? It's the whole thing. There's a lot to be said about this situation. I feel like we have said a whole lot. We've watched a whole lot and opinioned a whole lot. Yeah, I think at least those of us who are still here are on the same page. I feel like there's only a certain amount you could deny something when they're playing in your face. They're always playing in our face. So, you know, it is what it is. People are going to choose to believe whatever they're going to choose to believe, but we know what's really going on. We know what's really going on around here. I'm going to go ahead and make some Spam and some pancakes for the Fam Bam. So I'll be back maybe tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon at some point. Thank you for joining me, Buckaroo. My name is Buck, and I like to snack. Well, I think every single time I see you in chat. Thank you for joining me, and everybody else, and Miri, if you're still lurking, cannot wait to see you soon again, Unk, and we shall be back soon here as well. So, love y'all, and we'll see you soon, alright?
Meow these nuts.
Talk later. Love y'all.